Welcome to Living Karma Yoga. My name is Natalie Pyatt, and today I'm here with my friends Carolyn and Jim, and we are going to do a basic Hatha yoga practice. So please join us from the comfort of your home, and we'll start with a nice comfortable seat. Close your eyes, and take a few breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. This is a beautiful way to transition into practice. Breathe in new energy and breathe out the old. And then as you feel your awareness settling, you can transition to breathing in and out through your nose. We'll bring our palms together and bow towards the heart space. My inspiration for practice today comes from a quote by the poet Rumi. He says, "The heart is the hub of all sacred spaces. Go there and roam." So we take a moment to enter our heart and hold our intentions. And then please take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bow into your heart space. And then release your hands, and please come to hands and knees position. So when we are in hands and knees position, we place the hands shoulder width apart and the knees about sitting bone distance apart. We'll take a full breath in, and as we exhale, we'll push down into the floor and arch the back like a cat. And then moving with the breath when you're ready, lower your abdomen, lift the sit bones, and your eyes, moving in the opposite direction. Continue back with the breath into a cat position, and then forth into what we call cow position. So we'll do this for a few breaths to warm up the spine. Tune into the sensation that you're feeling from the tip of your tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. The breath, or in yoga we call it prana, moves to awaken the vertebra and the subtle channels or nadis of the body. Next time you're in the cat position, push down into the floor and continue to breathe a few breaths here, moving your breath into the sensation that you're feeling. And then on your next exhale, move into the cow position. And stay here for a few breaths, melting the heart in, lifting the sit bones and the eyes, stretching the chest. Good. Now from here, lift your belly, coming to a more neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, and with your breath, lift your knees, coming up into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog position. This may be your first downward dog for the day, maybe even for the week. So go ahead and bend one knee at a time. Keeping your breath full, you might rock the hips side to side. And then as the body settles, so can the external form of the pose. The internal form of the pose is pulsating and alive. Let your breath continue to be full and deep. And then lift your eyes towards your hands and walk your feet up to your hands, coming into a standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Have your feet parallel and sitting bone distance apart. Bend the knees as much as you'd like to touch the floor, or you could use blocks for your hands as well. On your inhale, lift your spine, lift your eyes and look forward. On your exhale, bow back in. Forward folds are a way of self-honoring. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine once again. Exhale and bow. Two more with your own breath leading the movement. We bow in to enter the sacred space of the self. One more inhale, lengthen the spine. On your exhale, bring your hands to your hips this time. Shoulders are back. Move the heart and eyes forward and inhale all the way up to standing. And then stretch your arms wide and over the head, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Release your hands and stand tall in what's called mountain pose or Tadasana. Let the shoulder blades relax onto the back body. Soften any hyperextension in the knees, but keep a gentle tone in the abdomen as you place your head directly over the hips, breathing the entire circumference of your torso. The back body is full of breath, the side body, and the front body. Good. Carolyn and Jim, you can stagger just a little bit so that you can stretch your arms out to the sides comfortably. And if you're at home and you need to move so that you can stretch your arms out comfortably, please do so. On the inhale, stretch your arms out and up over the head. And on your exhale, release your arms down by the sides. We're going to do this a few more times. Inhale, stretch the arms out and up. Exhale and release the arms down. You may choose to close your eyes or use what's called a dristi, a soft, unfocused gaze about a foot off the tip of your nose. In either case, allow yourself to be sensitive to the air and space that you are standing in. Let the movement follow your breath. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, softly release the arms by your side. Last one. Inhale, stretch the arms out and up. With your left hand, clasp your right wrist. And then side bend over towards the left. Keep your breath full and deep here, rooting down through the legs into the floor, while simultaneously lifting from the belly out the crown of your head. On your next inhale, rise all the way up and exhale, arms down by the side. Inhale, stretch your arms. This time, clasp your other wrist and side bend to the right. Full deep breaths. Move directly into the sensation that you're feeling, metaphorically, of course. Inhale, rise all the way up, and exhale, release. Great. Now go ahead and step your feet a little bit wider, almost as wide as your yoga mat, and then interlace the fingers behind you. Now, if you feel a little tight or congested in your shoulders, you could hold a strap or a tie at home to have the same stretch in the shoulders without the strain. Another deep breath to expand the entire circumference of your torso. And then with your breath, bow forward and stretch the arms from shoulder to the wrist. It doesn't matter how far over your head that your arms get. Instead, focus on stretching from shoulder all the way to the wrist. Your knees can bend as much as you'd like them to. Let the breath continue to be full and deep. The low belly has a gentle tone. We'll take one more full cycle of breath here. And then on the exhale, bring your hands to your hips and then down to the floor. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, look forward. And then exhale, step into a plank position or the top of a push-up. Good. So often when we are in plank position, we feel the gravitational drop towards the floor. So while you're here, really fortify and strengthen your body by lifting your thighs towards the back body. Lift the back of your neck. And even draw the front ribs towards the back body, tone your belly, and feel the support and strength of your back body. One more full cycle of breath here. And then press back, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Smooth out the breath, and if it feels appropriate, take an exhale or two out your mouth. On your next inhale, look at the hands. And as you exhale, place your right foot forward between your hands. You can use your right hand to help the foot up part way if it needs a little extra help. And then once you feel stable, keep the back leg straight and lift the hands on top of your right knee. Once you get here, take a breath and just feel. Find your center. Stay deep in the front knee lunge, but make sure that the knee doesn't go past your ankle. Draw your shoulders back and let your arms dangle as you use your breath now to lift the sternum and open the front body. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up over the head. Crescent warrior position. Your hands can touch or palms can be apart, but allow the whole pose to expand from the inside out. Stretch your legs away from one another, and then inhale and open the front of the chest. On your exhale, release the hands down, touch the floor, and step back once again, downward facing dog. Full cycle of breath here. Even out the breath. And again, if you need to take a release out the mouth, go ahead and do so. Looking towards your hands on the inhale. Exhale the left foot forward between your hands. Lift your hands on top of the left knee and breathe. The back leg stays strong and supportive, and the front knee stays deep in the lunge. Release your arms by your sides and use your breath to slowly unearth the heart. Draw the shoulders back, lift the gaze, and when you're ready, stretch your arms by the ears. We'll take a few more breaths here. Keeping the back leg strong, sink deep into your front knee. And then when you're ready, open the heart up. Use your exhale to touch down to the floor and step back into plank position. Lift the back of your thighs, lift the back of the neck. Move the flesh of your buttocks towards the heels and tone the abdominal muscles. You have a choice here. You can place your knees down onto your yoga mat, or keeping the knees straight, lower by bending the elbows and bringing your heart forward, coming all the way down onto your tummy. Great job. So we're going to come up onto our elbows here into a sphinx-like position. For some of us, it may feel like there's a little pressure on the low back here, so go ahead and bring the arms a little bit more forward if you need to. You can also lift your legs one at a time, turning the inner thighs more towards the ceiling and just making sure that the vector of the leg is extending straight out of the pelvis. Soften the heart space between your shoulders. And then we'll attempt to take a thigh stretch here. So we'll bend the right knee first, and reaching the right hand back, you can grab your foot. And you may find that, it's not quite accessible yet. No problem. Go ahead and use a strap to hook around it or a tie to hook around it, and we'll work up to grabbing the foot with the hand. In this pose, we want to bring the foot towards the buttocks, but at the same time resist by kicking your foot back against the hand or the tie or strap. The knees don't have to be touching behind you, but don't let them splay super wide apart either. Keep the belly toned. Take a full deep breath into the sensation, and as you exhale, release your foot and switch sides. Again, make adjustments to be comfortable in the posture. Create that play of energy by bending your left elbow to bring the foot closer towards the sit bone, while simultaneously kicking the foot back against the hand. That creates isometric action in the body, which creates tone and deepens your stretch. Move the belly back and down. Lift the heart forward. One more full deep breath in. And as you exhale, release your hand from your foot. Great job. You can place your hands back now where your elbows are. Stretch your legs behind you. And then, pulling the wrist creases back isometrically, start to lift the heart up into a baby cobra. You can keep your belly button down on the floor for now. Keep extending the legs back as you reach your heart forward, and as feels appropriate in your body, lift up a little bit higher when you're ready. Beautiful. One more full deep breath in, shoulders back, heart forward. On the exhale, come back down to your chest. And then pressing your hands and knees, lift up into hands and knees position. We'll go right back into the pose of a child. Bring your big toes to touch, your knees wide. Stretch your hips all the way back towards the heels. If it's comfortable for your shoulders, you can extend your arms all the way out in front. If that's not comfortable today, you can bend the elbows and bring your arms back. You can also adjust this posture with your knees, going wider or bringing the knees closer together as feels good in your body. In whichever variation you choose, once you find comfort, deepen your breath. I've always enjoyed this posture. It relieves pressure from the low back, and it also is a gesture of letting the head lower just below the heart, letting the heart space expand with each breath. Press down into the floor, and on the inhale, come back up into hands and knees position. Set the foundation with clarity, hands shoulder width apart, knees sitting bone distance apart, gentle tone in the abdomen. Lift the knees and stretch your hips back, downward facing dog. So the back body is starting to feel a little bit more open now. From your heart, extend into the floor through your hands. And then keeping that from your heart, reach your hips back and try to press the top of your thigh bone back faster than the knee. Look to your hands, and when the breath empties, walk or even lightly jump the feet forward to your fingers. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bow deep. And now with one breath, rise to standing, stretching the arms wide and up over the head, palms together in front of the heart. Take a breath just to pause and feel, and then release the hands and return to mountain pose, Tadasana. When you're ready, please take a quarter turn towards the right. So the feet are wide apart. Open your right foot 90 degrees and have the heel bisect the arch of your foot, your back foot. Inhale, sweep your arms out wide towards the side. Exhale, just soften, and then lunge deeply into the front knee. So you may need to make some adjustments in this posture. You want the front leg to come close to a 90-degree angle, allowing the femur or the thigh bone to descend. And in order to do this, you may need to scooch your back foot back a little bit, taking a wider stance. This is called Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2 position. There is an intensity in the stance, in the legs. Marry that intensity to a buoyancy in the heart, a freedom in the breath. If it feels like the arms are working really hard to hold the hands and the arm bones up, try lifting your hands up a little bit higher and relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the jaw. Push down into the floor with both feet and use the inhale to rise all the way back up to standing. Nice job. Hands on hips. Please transition to the other side. Your back foot can be parallel with the back of your yoga mat, or you could turn the toes in a little bit. That may feel more appropriate in your body. Inhale and sweep your arms out wide towards the side, and exhale, lunge into the front knee. Again, make adjustments that are necessary for the foundation. Try to invite the left thigh bone to descend all the way into a lunge. Sometimes we have the tendency to bring the ribs forward over the front leg, like Jim is showing here. Resist that tendency and bring your ribs back over the pelvis. Bring your ears back over the shoulders and breathe with expansion across your heart. 2 more cycles of breath. Press down with both feet, and on the inhale, rise up to standing. Hands on the hips. Turn both of your feet now towards the long edge of your yoga mat. Hands on the hips, lift the chest up, and on your exhale, bow forward. Release your hands towards the yoga mat. So again, check in with the tendency to push the knees back into hyperextension. You want your legs to be straight, but a lot of us have the tendency to lock the knees, so you might need to soften the hyperextension, which may feel like a bend in your body. Let the breath be full and deep here. As you're ready, walking the hands back towards your feet. Inhale, walk your hands out in front. And then bring the hands to the hips, draw your shoulders back, sweep your heart and eyes forward, and come all the way up to standing. Good, step up to the top of your yoga mat. Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand tall so that the inner body is expansive, but let your outer body be soft, receptive. We're going to do a balancing posture. Transfer the weight into your right foot, please. And then place the left foot against your right foot, or against your right leg. You could have the foot against the ankle, the calf. You could even use your hand and take the foot against the inner thigh. Wherever you are, press the foot into the leg into the foot. So you integrate into your midline. You can bring your palms together in front of the heart. And as you ground down into the floor through your standing leg, grow branches. We call this pose tree pose. And just like the trees, it will bend and blow a little bit in the breeze of your breath. If you fall out, it's no big deal. You could also move to a wall at home for a little extra support, placing one hand against the wall. Let the breath be full. As you tune into the micro movements of the inner body, constantly in a dynamic pulsation. On the outside, the yoga poses may look static, but on the inside, there is a very dynamic, energizing energy. When you're ready, release your hands, your arms down, and stand down. And I always like to shake it out a little bit. Good. Stand into your left foot, please. And when you're ready, place the right foot against the ankle, the calf, or the inner thigh. It's important not to take yourself too seriously, especially when you're practicing yoga. This gets to be a fun time of play. So when we fall down, we just get right back up. It's a beautiful play. Press the foot against the leg against the foot, and integrate into your core. When you're ready, grow branches to your tree. Extend from the roots into the earth, from your belly through the branches to the sky. And then slowly reverse your posture. Stand down and just shake it off. Nice job, guys. Okay, let's move back towards the floor. Inhale, stretch your arms out and up. Exhale, bow forward, touch the floor or blocks. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. And exhale, walk back into downward facing dog position. We're going to do a nice hip opening posture here. Pigeon pose. Take your right knee forward and wide. Now, Jim, I'm going to have you show for the folks at home how you could do this if you can't do it on your knee, but instead do it on your back. So a supine variation. So Carolyn's showing us how we would do the posture in the traditional sense. But if that is uncomfortable for your knee at all, you can do it as Jim's showing. And actually, Jim, you can bend this knee and just place the ankle right on it and then hold the back of the leg. Good. So this is a nice way to do it that's sort of anti-gravity. You don't have any pressure on your knee, and you can still enjoy a really deep hip opening stretch. Carolyn, you can fold forward when you're ready. And in both cases, we let the breath be full and deep. Good. Walk your hands back. And Carolyn, you can come through down dog to switch sides. And Jim, simply place the left ankle on top of your right knee. And then hold the back of your right thigh bone. So Carolyn has her knee up past the wrist. Her back leg is extending directly out of her pelvic bones. And then keeping a slight tone in the belly, she'll bow forward, intensifying the stretch. As we practice, especially in hip openers, it's important to notice if we're holding any other tension patterns in the body. As the tension of the hips is revealed to us, we may notice that we're grabbing in our hands or in our jaw or face. So just recognizing that pattern, try to consciously soften any unnecessary gripping in the body. Beautiful. And then I'll have you both reverse out of the posture and help yourself into a seated position. So coming back to a comfortable seated position, you can cross your ankles, you could cross your shins. You could also sit up on your knees with a block or a blanket or pillow underneath you. We'll just close the eyes and allow the breath to be full and deep. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart. We bow into the heart. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining us on Living Karma Yoga. For more information about Karma Yoga, please visit our website, www.karma-yoga.net. Thank you.
May the Lord